Bill has actually made a big advance in redefining how we think about signal processing.
My research work mainly focuses on ultra-fast optical signal processing.
Bill is working on new class of devices. These devices are supposed to make copies of very fast signals. And by making copies of these fast signals without distorting these signals, Bill is able to process these signals in a much faster and much more high-fidelity way than any other way that we could do before.
What I have been working on is on three areas. First, we have optical signal generator, which enable us to generate signal at 640 gigabit per second.
So Bill takes this fast signal that goes into the fiber, and then within the same piece of fiber, without ever leaving this, he makes copies of this signal. He makes copies by replicating the signal or making high-fidelity replicas.
And we also have optical signal processor, which reverse the penalty or the distortion on the signal.
Bill has chosen to stay with us and actually take a dual appointment. He's going to be a scientist here, but one of the agendas for him is to translate this into a commercial prototype, to actually make this into real life.
What we set out to do with Yihong was to, in fact, look at this problem of compressed sensing from a very different angle, not from the angle of applied mathematics, functional analysis, but from the angle of information theory, in other words, Shannon theory.
What I did in my research is trying to innovate traditional theory and to develop new methodologies to characterize the ultimate performance, or what we call the fundamental limits of modern data processing and acquisition.
He's come up with some very, very exciting results that bridge this gap.
The current data acquisition methods are actually extremely wasteful in the sense that, for example, think about your camera. You do a subsequent compression to only keep those significant data and throw away the compressible.
Yihong is one of these graduate students that you learn more from him than he actually learns from you.
Can we take compressive measurements that capture the information that does not end up being thrown away?
He really wants to widen his horizons, and, the sky's the limit. I'm very confident that he's going to be an extremely successful researcher.
Joseph's work relates to optical fiber communications. His interests sort of relate to trying to use all optical means to process very high spectral efficiency optical signals.
Now, this is something most people are familiar with in electronics. Your mobile phone does a lot of signal processing. It's whenever you're using it, it takes your audio or speech signal, processes it, compresses it, converts it to digital form, then transmits it.
His work is very forward-looking. What is fairly unique about Joseph's work is that it's one of the first techniques that allow one to use optical signal processing with signals that are encoded in phase.
So regeneration is a technique that allows you to take a signal that's been degraded by all sorts of noise during transmission and then restore it to its original fidelity. So literally clean signals up. And actually coming up with an all-optical ADC would really open a whole host of applications, so communications. I mean, the opportunities really would be limitless.
What strikes me about him is A, that ability to understand in simple physical terms quite complex processes on the face of it. He's come up with a number of very innovative ideas, and moreover, he's gone on to then demonstrate those in the laboratory. So he's able to do everything. I mean, I think he's got all of the capabilities to become a real research superstar.